My family bought a house on Portland Avenue in 1985, and I've been part of the neighborhood ever since.
We moved here in January of, I believe it was '01.
We moved into this neighborhood in 2013.
I feel like it's the people that make it so special, don't you think? I mean,
yeah, I think it's special because of the history, the people.
There's a very can-do attitude here.
It's like a little bubble of a small town in a big city.
My wife and I moved in 2018, just last year.
2013.
2015.
I came to the neighborhood actually in 1959. We moved into our house in 1962.
It just feels more like home. It feels more like the community that I was looking for.
It has like everything you could want.
People care about each other.
We totally lucked into this magical little spot in the universe, and it's been amazing, yeah.
Early on, the biggest concerns were around crime. There were a lot of abandoned homes, which led to boarded up homes, which led to a lot of drug activity, crime, violence, things like that. And so, of course, if you live in that environment, you're very motivated to make a change.
This particular geographic area was on the tipping point of becoming extremely down the tube.
Right, it was
We had boarded up
very
houses.
challenged. When I got here in 1974, a quarter of the residences in this neighborhood had been burglarized.
We also were redlined, which was illegally then. Nobody would give a mortgage for houses.
In the 80s, there was a lot of drug trafficking in various neighborhoods in St. Paul. And so a bunch of organizations, especially the Lex-Ham Council, got involved with this coalition.
We organized for survival, I mean, purely and simply.
One person is designated volunteers, is asked to be the block leader. And every block in our neighborhood has a block leader. And our block happens to have two because they're two people who work very well together. And they will get us all together maybe 3 or 4 times a year for informational, educational type meetings. We'll have the police come out and tell us about what's going on, what we should watch for, how we as citizens can keep our neighborhood stable in terms of crime.
We started block clubs and kind of so people were watching. Some of that was going on, but this broadened it out a little bit.
We organized in order to have a voice about things that were happening, and that was at a time before there was community engagement kind of infused into a lot of decision making like it is now.
It gives you just a real opportunity to have vision for what you can specifically identify as a need and a way to make it better. When you have enough success, that then breeds success. And probably I think the biggest accomplishment is establishing the culture of a neighborhood.
Right.
And that, I mean, it's very intangible and I can't define it, but I know it exists.
We are blocked off by Summit Avenue and University and Lexington and Hamlin, so we have these major streets. And so for somebody to be in this neighborhood, you have to really want to be here.
There are about 4,000 people that live in our neighborhood, and it's true that people live in very different circumstances in very close quarters here.
We've got a mix of families and older and younger neighbors, and it's a good mix.
I love that there's a mix of backgrounds and lifestyles.
I've been in St. Paul a long time, but I don't think I've really been in another place where there's really that strong kind of community feeling.
Everyone does say hi, and people are hanging out on their porch or they're gardening, and people are friendly. I really appreciate how much care people give to their space, to their surroundings, to each other. Like, this is clearly just a really well-loved place.
Both the Lex-Ham Band and the Lex-Ham Theater started as programs of the Lex-Ham Council. The roots are from the Lex-Ham Council, which is community organizing. And that has always been a very important part of the Lex-Ham arts programming, that we are not just an arts organization trying to do art. We're trying to build relationships through the arts. One thing we've been doing forever is an ice cream social. We've always had music performers there.
Well, the first neighborhood event we went to was an ice cream social.
We've had an ice cream social every single year. We have a holiday party. We have a spaghetti dinner.
Every year there's a spaghetti dinner, and this last year I couldn't believe the turnout. It's almost like we needed a bigger venue.
Halloween is amazing here.
Spaghetti dinner.
We did a bike rodeo last year for the kids.
I think one of the events that I think about most is our National Night Out. We close off the streets and all the neighbors, bring a potluck dinner, something to contribute, and then the street is blocked off so the kids just are riding bikes and playing around, and that's just a lot of fun. It's a fun night.
We had our first block party in the first year that I was here. We've had a block party every year since then, and then I started getting approached to consider joining the council. I found that I've really enjoyed the role way more than I was expecting. It's just been a ton of fun, so I'm really enjoying it, and it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it to invest in something that I love so much, which is this community.
The feeling that we can influence our environment is really, I think, something that's special about people who live in Lex-Ham. They're not afraid to get involved and try to make things better.
It's always been a neighborhood where people have been active, interested, and engaged in their neighborhood, and there's been just a spirit of, well, let's work together and make things better.
It's the people that make the neighborhoods, the people that take care of the homes and take care of one another, and that's the driving force.
It's people really caring about each other and caring about this space that we, share, and working together to make it wonderful.
I think we've got enough stability that I cannot imagine it not remaining a very desirable place to live and raise your family. And for my age, it's age in place. There is no price that you can put on that kind of community, the caring and the relationship